Greetings, everyone. Always a pleasure to be with you. Yes, the not yet. The not yet. Such a difficult concept to live by. It goes against every human instinct. It calls us to live an annoying tension and to question God's promises. Do you find that after all these years you still struggle with the same sins? Do you find that your church community still has a way to go to be a sign of God's love, supporting you and providing inspiration? Do you wonder a lot about the troubles that you see around us in the world today, the shootings, the terrorism and violence around you? Well, if this has been your experience and you're worried about it, then you are living in the not yet. And I will tell you this, you are not alone. The first reading from Wisdom speaks of our fathers and the oaths in which they put their faith, and the peoples awaiting the salvation of the just and the destruction of their foes. These people of the Old Testament, in the face of grave difficulty, put their trust in the promises that God made to them, and they waited. They knew that God would come through for them eventually. Paul, in the second letter to Hebrews, gives a philosophical response to this tension that we live in, when he says that faith is the realization of what is hoped for and evidence of things not seen. The not yet is what we hope for, that God in his own time will set things right. Meanwhile, we wait. Paul concretizes this in the person of Abraham, who obeyed when he was called to go to a place that he was to receive as an inheritance. He went out not knowing where he was to go. This simple passage has all the hallmarks of the not yet. A promise was made, and a response to the promise was taken, even in the midst of uncertainty. That is the tension we are called to live, to place our trust in God even as we face an uncertain future, even as we struggle with ourselves and situations that are not yet resolved. The passage also gives us two clues as to how to live in the not yet. Number one, we are to obey. And number two, we are to go out. We are to be active, just as Abraham did. The temptation when you are waiting on God, when you are living in this tension, is to become complacent. And to become complacent, particularly in the now. To give in to the temptation to find quick solutions. Instead, we must trust and obey. Let God lead us, even as we are not sure where we are going, and eventually things will be made clear. So my friends, we await the fulfillment of God's promises. God is not finished with us yet. We have not arrived. We are still a work in progress. So hold firm to your faith. Your salvation is close at hand. God will eventually set right those situations in your life that are not yet resolved. God bless you all as we await God's saving power.